It's my favorite. All right, guys, we are live. I am Jacob from Jacob Is Here, and you are?
I'm Ray from RZ Jones 18, currently just on this channel.
Yes, so we're not going to talk about the reasons why because we're not here to talk about YouTube drama. It's just not what we're here to do.
I'm doing my own video on my channel discussing what's going to be happening with it because, frankly, it's a bunch of bull, but that's just me.
I mean, if they're trying to push more people on the Twitch, then do it. I mean, you make money faster, so I can't recommend it more. But even with that being said, this is our podcast. If you're listening to us, thank you for listening to us. We had 5 viewers last week, which is not a lot, but we've only been doing it for a few weeks on different podcast platforms. And I do want to mention, because I got the notice the other day, we're on 3 more platforms. You can't see my fingers, but we're on 3 more extra platforms. I don't know what they are. They're very niche and small, but you could be listening to us on. So hi.
Hi.
We're a group of brothers. If you've never been here before, and we talk about movie news that happened the week before. Normally these come out on the weekend. Normally these would come out on the weekend, but because this one is not coming out on the weekend, it's coming out during during the week. I do want to mention there will be 2 this week because of this, because we'll have another one coming out this weekend. That right now, right? You can do that look.
Yeah. I was like, it threw me off. Okay.
Sure. Because we're coming out during the week, and then there will be another one on Saturday, like our normal one. Yeah. We can cover the weekend box office. We normally can't do that. So I'm actually kind of happy that this is happening like on a Tuesday instead of like a, whatever. Mm-hmm. Either way, that's my intro. Do you have a long, exaggerated thing?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. All right, want to get started?
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing out of the list of things I told you about that you want to get started with?
I want to get the obvious one out of the way. Let's get to this whole Snyder Cut situation again. So a couple days ago, November 17th was the 2-year anniversary of 2-year anniversary of Justice League, which is crazy to think about. And the whole Release the Snyder Cut thing happened again. And this is where it got me for a second. I'm like, ooh, they're going to do something with it. Because they might now. Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher, Snyder again are all posting, Momoa are all posting re-release the Snyder Cut. Now, I understand why. I understand the reasons why. But now that Warner Brothers has HBO Max, and if they want to release the Snyder Cut, then put it on HBO Max and do it solely on a digital platform. No Blu-ray release, no theater, no nothing. But here is my problem. They have to invest I figured out the estimates. Snyder has talked about this for a little bit. He needs another $40 million to finish up his VFX and post-production on his version, which he's also come out and said openly that there are 6 versions of his movie. 6. So we don't know which one we're getting, first of all. Second of all, the movie lost the company money. It made $680 million at the global box office, which Justice League should have made at least $1 billion. It did not. It lost the company money. It was a bad investment, and they understood that. And also, from my perspective, if they release a Snyder Cut now, I feel like Warner Brothers is going to step 3 steps back. They have pushed so much further than that Justice League movie now. And they don't need to dwell on that past. It's going to bring up the whole Ben Affleck debacle again. Henry Cavill is right now in the talks of not playing Superman anymore. The only real confirmed character from that movie is Gal Gadot. That's it.
Aquaman, Jason Momoa.
Okay, fine. 2 of them. The rest of them...
I'm just saying, if we're trying to be honest here.
Right. So it's Skedat. There's only 2 in there. What's the point now? That's all.
Okay, so I can go. So, several different things that you did not point out here, which I want to point out. Maybe you didn't know, and it's just like a correction thing, which is fine. This day was dedicated to the Snyder Cut. It's a holiday or whatever. Also, Warner Brothers not Warner Brothers. A leak, I should be very clear here, a leak source in Warner Brothers has stated that yesterday was so important for Release the Snyder, the hashtag, the reason why we brought it back up. The only reason why we brought it back up was because they're thinking about putting it on HBO Max. They have a very strong feeling that they were going to. People were mad that it wasn't a part of the actual presentation and stuff. It's an obvious thing, and obviously it'll bring in people to come to HBO Max.
Are you kidding me?
And so they decide a random date that they got enough people talking about it. It was like 214,000 different tweets or something like that talking about getting it trended, this type of stuff. Will know that us as fans need the cut just to, and I don't think it's so much more of like we're trying to figure out which one's the better. It's more of like we've heard about it for so long that we want our own opinion. Is it actually better? Like, can we want to make the decisive decision which one it is? Fine, we get the final answers. So when they make the announcement last night, which they did, that there has been no actual information released about the Snyder Cut. Thank you for everybody who has participated in this, big like Joker thing. Ironically, it's this like big huge event that happened. We'll let you know in later time. A lot of people got upset about it. People were expecting, direct announcements. But that's not what yesterday was about. Yesterday was just making sure that we still cared, and everybody, and I mean everybody and their mother cared. Which is why I personally do think that it is worth the investment in finishing it or giving us the cut that he has. If you can't finish the VFX because they're not willing to put any extra money into something that is gone, then we're not moving forward with it. It's just for us fans.
But won't that put a damper on our opinion about the movie?
Who knows? But I'm just saying, I'm just talking about different ways that they could do it. That is one way. They could also be like, guys, this is like one of the things that is bringing the most people into HBO Max right now. I mean, that was the number one thing people talked about after the HBO Max presentation was that we didn't have the Snyder Cut. Everybody thought it would have been like a pop, like, why is it not on here? There's no reason to not put it on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was kind of their way of saying, okay, you guys commented about it, you guys tweeted about it, but you guys actually care. And then having the bigger stars say, put it on, and that's basically what it is. It's not to release it out in the theaters or anything like that. It's simply to put it on HBO Max.
Now, the one actor of anybody that put out that hashtag that gives me some concern is Ben, and here's why. I feel like it was a forced tweet.
No,
he had such a bad time.
That's what I mean.
After that happened, I don't know why he would want to do it.
My personal opinion about it is the same reason why Gal Gadot did it and things. She didn't do it for the fans. She knew, and Ben knew, that the movie that we received, I mean, was a bad movie.
It's trash.
I'll say it. It was genuinely bad. It's unwatchable. I've tried. It truly is an unwatchable movie, and they want us to watch the ones that they thought was going to get released out in the theaters, that they thought, that they put their heart and soul into. And they want us as a fans, because honestly, our last note with Ben Affleck's Batman was a bad one. And so he's like, there is a better version of this movie out there. What you have a good note. And so I think it's all done under love. I don't think it's.
Well, that I understand, but the reason I keep bringing up, it's going to hinder what's going on now. Let's say that this movie gets released. Let's say the Snyder Cut comes out. And for some odd reason, like, I know that you're not the biggest fan of Ben as the character. We've talked about it. You're not the biggest fan of Ben. Let's say that you absolutely love Ben. You absolutely love Ben in this version of the movie. Like, he nails this Batman, the Batman out of the park. That'll make you sad that...
No, I'm just happy that I get to see it. I think a lot of people are the same way. I mean, if you went through, and I mean, I read so many tweets, and it was just everybody talking about, we just want to see the movie.
Well, no, and I understand that, and they have the right to do that. But I think we're almost a year too late. We've come so far from what the movie that we got is. And DC has come so much farther from that.
And I don't.
But it's not uncommon for a Snyder film to get a director's cut. So I'm not. But it's hard to call Justice League a Snyder movie because it's not a Snyder movie.
That's what I mean, and that's why it's called Release the Snyder Cut, Zachary.
Now, the other thing I've heard is that he has another version of Man of Steel, too. So, hear me. So I would be okay if they did this. If Snyder has a complete revision of this, I'm calling it the Superman trilogy of Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League, where they all coincide and make sense, then do it that way. Like release all three movies with a new version by Zack. They've had for all three of them, and do it like that. Otherwise, I see no reason in this movie
And
anymore.
that is
I really
perfectly
don't.
fine. That's perfectly fine. I understand where you're coming from. And I mean, this has been a bone you have been picking for a while now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's honestly a true bone. And like, I'm not being like, agitated about it. It's not actually odd. I'm normally a very big supporter of DC, so it's not really that big of a shocker that I'm supporting Release the Snyder Cut. I personally know that we're not going back. Ben Affleck has talked about he's never wanting to come back to the role, and that's fine. We're moving on. That's okay. Gal Gadot, we'll see what she does. She's a part of time, so I'm sure she'll say, and whatever else happens, happens. But we were promised things in the trailer. We were promised things overall about this movie, the tone, and all this other stuff. And I just want to see what we were promised or what we thought we were promised, and it could be horrible. Who knows? The Snyder Cut maybe not is as amazing as we thought it is, but ultimately, isn't everything better than what we saw before?
I don't know. I just
See, I thought you'd be so supportive of this.
you
You've
would
been asking
think
for this for like years, literally
but
years.
but now I've moved on. Like I got Joker, we got Pattinson coming up. I'm ready for DC to move forward, and to me, this is them looking
And
at their
I feel
past.
like this is the last thing we need to do to move forward. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If they don't release the Snyder Cut, people are going to be asking about it when Batman comes out. People are going to ask about when Wonder Woman comes out. I mean, it's not going to be about the Batman. It's not going to be about Wonder Woman. It's going to be like, why haven't you gave us the Snyder Cut? It's been the same question when Aquaman came out, when the Joker came out. It's the same exact question that is asked every single time a new DC movie. It's like it's just like that joke. It's like that meme that never dies. And so why not either let it die or gain its fan base? I mean, Batman vs. Superman wasn't exactly praised, but it does
No,
have a huge, you're one of them, fan base behind it because of what Zack Snyder did.
because
And
of the Ultimate version.
as well. Because they really did him wrong.
No, I completely agree with you that they did do him wrong. But even Zack's kind of moved on. He's so tired of talking about this at this point.
And that's what I mean. You release it, you put it out there, there's no promotion for it. It's going on HBO Max. People are going to know it's there if they want to watch it. They don't have to watch it. It's not like it's going to be like, oh, this needs
But
to
is
make
that going to
$1
bring
million.
Zack any peace, though? I mean, at this point, this movie has so much tragedy behind it for him. Does he want to see any more versions of this film come out?
He's the one who's a very big supporter of it.
I don't know. I feel like this is the whole Popeye's chicken sandwich thing. Like we're all wanting it to happen, and then you get a taste of it, and you don't like what they give you, and so I don't know. I feel like it also feels like the Sonic situation. But did you read how much it cost to fix him?
Probably a lot of money.
Okay, so the original budget for Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm bringing this in because it kind of coincides with this conversation. The redesign for Sonic the Hedgehog cost $35 million to redo. The original budget of Sonic the Hedgehog was $90 million. The extra $35 million, $125 million, which means that Sonic the Hedgehog needs to make at least $200 million to break its buck. At least 200.
No, 125 plus 225. So it has to make 450 at least to break even.
My point. It's not going to do that.
But here's the thing.
But was it worth the redesign? That's my point. Is it worth putting the money in a film that's not going to make any money?
No, here's my point. Is that it is going to make money because you look online, you look at the traction for the trailer, everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. Whereas before, everybody's like, what's boycott Sonic? And now everybody's like, oh my gosh, when does it come out? I'm excited to actually go see this movie. And the difference between this and the Snyder Cut is that if that fails, that's a box office flop for Paramount, and that sucks for them, Whereas with this one, it's not No one will ever know. They're never going to release the numbers for the Snyder Cut. It's never going to be known to the public. It's either you watched it or you didn't watch it. Did you watch it illegally? Did you not watch it illegally? I mean, no one's ever going to know. And so this is just something Warner Brothers will either take very big satisfaction knowing that, haha, you guys didn't really care, or they'll take in great satisfaction saying, thank you, Jesus, we released this because our streaming service is doing so much better than we ever thought it would ever.
Do you think that do you think HBO Max needs the Snyder Cut?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yes, strongly.
I think their content library enough is to suffice. For God's sake, they have a Friends reunion coming. No one saw that coming.
I mean, it's unscripted, so it's just them talking in a circle.
So what? That's still something we never thought we'd get.
No, you can look up. There's several different versions of that on the internet. This is just you're gonna have to pay for it. It's not free, but you can watch it on YouTube.
I don't know. We'll be talking about this till it releases. I
mean, honestly, we won't make another update about it until we get more announcements. This is just generally it shook the internet for like 4 hours, 5 hours, however long it trended for a long time in its defense, and it kept raising, higher and higher up into the numbers. So I think it stopped at like number 4, which is amazing because there's so many things that's been going on this week and this weekend alone that like good for it. It just proves that even though maybe you don't want it, there's a lot of people out in the world who do.
Okay.
Sure. So where do you want to go next?
Let's talk about the opposite side of bats and gods, and let's talk about men in metal suits and what if Marvel.
Oh, wait, Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure because we had 2 things on here that does kind of contain the Marvel.
So I have an extra thing to the MCU phase overall because the Disney Plus shows count within this announcement. We just got the announcement that Robert's coming back as Iron Man for What If.
Yeah.
Which is a huge deal.
Is that everybody's coming back.
No, we weren't. That he wasn't on the original cast list at D23 or at Comic-Con. They didn't know if they were going to get him.
I'm sure he was going to come back. I mean, it's a big deal.
They still don't have Evans.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I looked at the cast list earlier today. He wasn't on it.
He was on the Comic-Con list that they released. Because he's in the first episode.
Okay, so do you have the schedule
up? I'm pulling it up right now. Well, how about you go ahead and you start making some predictions?
Okay, so listen here.
Hold on. Of different movies you think could pop up on this list. Not where they're going to go.
That's fine.
We'll talk about it.
That's fine.
Okay.
So
I'm pulling it up.
Listen up, people. So over the past couple of years, the Russo brothers coincided directed Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, 2 films at the exact same time, and look what that did. Now, I'm not saying that's going to do what that did. I'm just saying. So the big rumor going around Hollywood right now concerning the Marvel Universe is Peyton Reed directing Fantastic Four. And that's been the big circulation for this. You and I have talked about it. You don't like the idea of redirecting Fantastic Four. We've talked about it. However, I can see this working, and here's how. So if Ant-Man 3 comes out in, let's say 2023, if they start shooting Ant-Man 3 next year, they'll be done by 2021. And let's say that Ant-Man 3 infuses the quantum realm elements of the Fantastic Four, starts setting up Sue, Reed, Johnny, and Ben in Ant-Man 3, and Peyton Reed not only directs Ant-Man 3, but directs Fantastic Four, and they shoot them back-to-back at the exact same time. That's my first theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a mystery film still on this list. We have a mystery film on this list. Because the films that we know are that we know are coming are Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Blade, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Doctor Strange 2, and there's one more. There's 6 of them. Oh, what doesn't have a release date? I think it's just the 5. No?
Yeah, it's just the 5.
Is it just 5? So now the other one is, so we don't know how the X-Men are going to be incorporated by this point. we don't have to do a team up like a straight X-Men movie for okay, so here's where my Ant-Man 3 theory comes in. We know that May 6th, 2022 is Black Panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if they start shooting Ant-Man 3, let's say February of 2020, they'd be done filming by November of 2020. They could give Peyton Reed a month off. He can come back. So that would put Ant-Man 3 at the July 28th, 2023 slot. And so a year later, around that time on the next date we get for 2024, like the July release date for 2024 could be Fantastic Four, and Peyton Reed could direct both of them and not had an issue. That's how I think the Fantastic Four thing will go, because they really want Reed to do it, coincide the production, have Fantastic Four work with the Ant-Man people and Ant-Man work with Fantastic Four people, because that science works with the two of them. I could see Scott and Reed talking to each other. It would make sense. The only one I don't know where they put is Blade. That's the one I don't know.
So do you want me to tell you where I think the list is?
Yeah, that's fine.
Where I think each movie's gonna go? Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
If I say
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm trying to think of all the movies. So I think on this one right here,
February.
Yes.
I can give you a list again.
I'm pretty sure so hold on. Let me point out the obvious ones I'm pretty sure are correct, okay? And then I'll go back and I'll fill in the ones I'm not really sure. I do have a list in my mind that I think are in the correct order.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. So obviously Blade's going to go in October.
Or November.
No. You don't release Blade and not put it in Halloween season. It's just impossible. It's really stupid. It's just an obvious one. It's the only one on this list I can truly say is truly obvious, in my opinion. But I do think that's the obvious one here.
Okay.
I do have a feeling February. So I feel like February 8th, 2022 is Ant-Man 3.
That's really early.
It's not, because if they're filming it next year, 2020.
Right.
They have 2 years to get VFX done. They have 2 years to get everything up and ready. That's about normal for a Marvel movie, actually. And so, start out the year with Ant-Man. I think that's a really good release date. It's right before, Valentine's Day. It could be really lovey-dovey. They could do a lot of things with it. I think it would be nice. A relatively okay release date. Then Black Panther 2 to start off the summer. July, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Guardians?
Guardians, I think, is going to happen until the year after.
Which also,
because you'd still be working on Suicide Squad at that point.
No, Suicide Squad's already out by this point.
So he hasn't started production on Guardians 3 yet.
I don't know.
He's not going to. Sorry.
And then Blade, and then Captain Marvel 2 in February again, which I think will be an A-Force movie. Maybe, possibly. We're still debating if it's going to be an A-Force movie. I don't see why it wouldn't be. A lot of people agree that it should be. But if not, that's okay. May 5th, I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be, what the movie's going to start off the summer.
Spider-Man?
No, Spider-Man's already dated. It comes out in 2021. Comes out the year before for Phase 4.
Yeah. I'm reading the story up top now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then these two movies, so I'm going to talk about my girl again, because I do daily watch Grace Randolph, and I don't normally agree with her, but she had a source that had a whole list of different movies and stuff that sent her like a few months ago. I highly recommend you go watch that video. And but based off what they said, if it's true or not, then these two movies down here could either be X-Men or Fantastic Four. My personal, they could be intercepted. One could be X-Men. One could be Fantastic Four. Because if I'm not mistaken, this right here is Avengers Ensemble or a Marvel Ensemble or something like that was listed on there. And so I feel like this is a great date. like right after July 4th weekend. July 4th weekend's kind of plagued right now, so like don't put it there. But in that month, right before we get into August, I think is a great month for Fantastic Four to debut. I think there's a lot of room there, a lot of funness to play with that. Still in the summer, it's not directly in, when we're getting into fall. And then who knows? This could be X-Men. It could be the first X-Men movie. I'm not really sure because Captain Marvel 2 could also do a Secret Invasion instead. And there's also rumors that Black Widow 2, if they do move forward with a sequel to it, could be A-Force, and they're going to move forward with like I said, with Florence Pugh and them doing A-Force through Florence Pugh's character and stuff, which could be a good way to do Black Widow 2 instead and make Captain Marvel all about, the Secret Invasion. These are just different theories that I'm having. And based off of those theories and different things, I feel like the release date kind of flows in that order. But I'm always open up to, no one really knows. So I'm always open up to be like, oh, yeah, that totally makes more sense. The only one on that list I'm very clear about is October 7th. Because, like, it's Halloween, it's Blade. It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
In my opinion, I should say.
So I think February 8th is going to be Captain Marvel 2. I think they're going to start Phase 4 with her. I think that's what's going to happen. Then go Black Panther. I think putting those two back to back with how of an importance they are to both to the company would be a strong move. And then I think July is going to be was it 2022? Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Blade, Guardians, X-Men. It's so hard to remember. Like, we don't have names, so it's hard for me to remember.
Oh, I forgot one. So one of these also you have to remember is 4/4. Love and Power.
We already have a date for that.
We don't have a date for the 4/4. We just know it's coming out.
Oh, okay. Well, then actually switches it. So February 8th, still Captain Marvel. November 3rd, 2023, Thor 4.
That's way too late in the game.
No, it's not. That gives them plenty of time. Because Thor could show up in the Guardians film between that moment, and then so then put Guardians in 2023, and let Thor end Phase 4 at the end of the year. So put Guardians in May. Let June and July have its moment, and then August, September October we get a break, and then come November of 2023 we get Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh, wait, here are the movies.
I'm looking and seeing. So we have Captain Marvel 2, Guardians 3, Fantastic Four, and X-Men projects that were announced. I mean, they've all been announced at some point. Maybe. I mean.
Oh, I never thought about that.
It is a possibility.
Reynolds is having talks with Marvel. How big would your mind be blown if one of these dates is Deadpool 3?
I would be really shocked to give it up to Deadpool.
Why wouldn't you be?
Lie.
Because no, hear me out. Hear me out with the Deadpool thing. It is a way to introduce the Fantastic Four and the X-Men all at once. Because what is Deadpool? A meta character. He could be like, yeah, I brought these people over me from another company. We decided to just try it over here. You'll see him eventually. You'll meet Pulverine again. There's this giant rock guy that you guys are going to meet. They're all really cool. But you get to see me first in my third film, and then we'll get to the other guys. That's a great way to bring them all in because they're all with Fox. Deadpool can say, oh, we just came over from Fox. We're going to try over here. Oh, look, there's a mouse. Okay. We're going to put X-Men right here. We're going to put Fantastic Four right here. And I'm going to introduce everybody. Hello. I think that'd be cool. I like that idea. And that could be a 2023 film. They could start production in 2021 and be done with post-production by 2022 and release in 2023. That's a 2-year gap for them to wait. And plus, they could hide that movie like a freight train.
I don't know. I didn't really think about Deadpool 3, to be honest with you. So, I mean, honestly, if it did pop up anywhere, I would be generally, like, shocked about it. I just didn't... See, and I guess in my head, I mean, it is a Marvel movie. It would be under a Marvel movie slate. But in my head, I'm just thinking of being generalistically like Disney.
Yeah.
because like Fox never had movie slates and things like that, where I'm just thinking, oh no, it's just going to be a Disney movie. It's going to get released like randomly because there's so many movies that they announced. Did you see the whole list
Yeah. It's
for
crazy.
Disney? Like there's so many movies that are just untitled that have, I mean, that's how movies work. That's how releasing movies and dating things to make sure you have that spot type of thing. So it makes sense
Now
that
I have to remember that most of those films might be Disney Plus films too. Like they're not telling us what if they're theater or Disney Plus. We don't know.
well, I'm sure a good portion of those are theater
Now
releases.
that's my other thing. They're doing the whole Disney Plus thing with Marvel. Could Deadpool be part of that?
I don't think so. I don't know. It could be. No, because they have Bob Iger has come out, and people have come out and said it's rated R, and I still don't truly believe that they would ever put a rated R item on Disney Plus. So no, I feel
We'll
like
see how we'll see how Moon Knight goes. If Moon Knight goes the way it should, then everything's off the table.
it's going to be TV-14. It's not going to be TVMA.
Freaking Mandalorian's TV PG.
How is that possible?
I don't know because there are certain scenes in that
Speaking of
show.
Mandalorian, I don't have anything else to say to this. Do you have anything
No,
else to say?
I think we'll find out more.
It's still
Probably,
out.
yeah. I think the next film that will get a release date is probably AntMan.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think Ant-Man is trying to get the next one. I do agree with that. And that's why I
What
said
do
I
you
think
think
it's
of my
getting
Reed
much
idea?
closer. Huh?
What do you think of my Peyton Reed idea?
I hate it with everything in my body
Why don't you want him to direct Fantastic Four?
because he's the reason why Ant-Man has never done well. I truly believe that.
But he's
And I mean
actually
it.
passionate about Fantastic Four. Like he really wants to do it.
That's not what I mean. I just don't think he thinks big enough. I think he'd be amazing if they made, and I mean this, and you're gonna be so mad at this idea, but they made Fantastic Four into a Disney Plus TV show,
I'd
which
be
they're
fine with that.
obviously they're not gonna do. But
No.
if they did, oh my gosh, yes, hire Peyton Reed, make him direct all 10 episodes. It will be a bomb. But do not make him direct a movie.
What's the difference?
TV show, it's smaller in scope. You don't have to worry about it being a movie where you have to do all these cool action things and all this other stuff. Because, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be completely blunt with you, the action scenes in Ant-Man and the Wasp are too small. They're not long enough, and most of them are spoiled. I mean, it's the truth. They're not really fun to watch once you know what's going to happen. Plus, he doesn't really know how to use the characters. And it always seems like it's all happening in one location, whereas every other Marvel movie that you watch, even Black Panther, which is only slated in one location normally, throughout that whole movie, still feels like it's massive and it's huge and it, goes across countries. You know what I mean?
But that's why I like Ant-Man because he's a
But
small
I'm
guy.
just saying, my personal opinion here is that I just don't think it's not worth if I look at Ant-Man's box office. It's just people don't think it's worth going and seeing in theaters, And so I think a new director, just like Ford did, would make it revamped and make it, really good. And he might be a good match for Fantastic Four, but just based off of the different things for Ant-Man that I've seen, I just don't think I would rather have someone new and fresh.
The only reason I bring it up with that idea is because I find it really weird that Fantastic Four's been brought up a lot recently, and Ant-Man just got the go for production start. I just found it really weird.
Well,
Like,
I
I
mean,
don't know why they would put them together.
Marvel is, I mean, Kevin Feige is really close friends with Peyton Reed, and you can definitely tell, who his, handyman
Go-tos are.
And so, it would make sense. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I would really hope that it doesn't happen. So maybe because they gave him Ant-Man 3, that was his, reward. They're like, I'm sorry, I know you really want Fantastic Four, but would you like to finish your trilogy? Nobody's done that yet. Technically, because Spider-Man wasn't announced yet it was, but you know what I mean? Now there's two people who have officially finished their trilogies of movies, but not a lot of directors continued all the way through.
I'd say the Russo brothers got their Captain America story.
Yeah, I'm not. Nope. What I mean is they have to direct the first one, the second one, and the third one. Actually, Captain America: First Avenger had to be directed by the Russo brothers.
Oh.
And nobody's done that. Now Spider-Man will. Spider-Man has the same director for all three movies. And Ant-Man will also have the courage of saying that. And so maybe that was a bigger deal to him than directing Fantastic.
I find it kind of funny. All the bug heroes got their complete trilogy. I find that funny.
Moving on, I figured we could talk about the announcement next, since we're in the announcement, kind of little segment here. And that is Black Adam got announced with a release date. With an excellent poster as well. I mean, I loved it, truly.
So, okay, here we go. Let's talk about Black Adam for a second. My personal favorite DC film right now is Shazam. I love Shazam to death. We're not going to get a sequel to Shazam. It's not going to happen. It bums me out, but it's not going to happen. I don't get why they want to continue on with the mythology of Shazam, but not set him up in a Shazam 2. I don't, because the way they're going to portray Black Adam has been done in the comics, but it's my least favorite version of Black Adam, which is where he's like the anti-hero and he is a remorseful, evil god that Shazam fights a lot. So, here's my question to you. Will Zachary Levi make an appearance in this film, yes or no?
Yes.
Will it be a small role, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you feel like Black Adam should have been introduced in the Shazam sequel over Black Adam? Over a Black Adam solo film? Okay? Explain.
Well, actually, I have a very simple answer for this. Okay, so if you would ask me this, that I just wanted to pull up the poster for people could see who had not.
It's a gorgeous poster. It's a gorgeous poster.
My personal opinion here is if you would ask me when Shazam was first coming out, if Black Adam should have made a cameo or appearance inside that movie. To kind of set it up, because we knew Black Adam was happening versus Shazam is happening. I mean, they announced him first, his character first. Then I would have been totally yes, and then I would have been happy about that. And then, maybe we could have been talking about maybe setting up a sequel, But because, and I mean this, because Shazam did so poorly, I don't think we would ever get a sequel. And so the next big thing is that maybe, and this is like fingers crossed maybe stuff, is if this movie does well enough,
like they'll come back and greenlit Shazam 2.
That if we don't get a year of Shazam 2, or maybe we'll live on, Shazam will live on through another Black Adam movie or something similar to that. Like maybe we'll get more of it, just maybe not it. You know what I mean? That's my hope.
So let's talk about this release date, shall we?
It's a great release.
It is. But we have to talk about the blue guy in the room. Once again, Avatar is going up against we can no longer say DC sucks in December because of Aquaman. And so this brings up the very important question. By the time that this movie comes out with Avatar, it'll been almost a decade and a half since the first one. Which means, and I'm guaranteeing this, I would put money on this right now. Shazam, Black Adam will be number 1 that weekend if it stays. Avatar 2 will not be number 1. Black Adam will be number 1.
Okay.
Avatar 2 is going to become a Disney Plus film.
No. God, no.
Yes.
No.
Or in a graveyard somewhere, digging its own hole. It's never going to come out. It's never going to come out.
They're still going to release them. They're still going to release them because they're still going to do well. They're not. I don't think they're going to ever. They're not going to be like the next big Avengers and Endgame movie.
Funny.
Well, I'm just saying that's what it was. I mean, you had to talk about Avatar before you could talk about Avengers. I mean, it's just the truth, and it's just not going to be that way. But I do have to say that time and time again, it has been proven that if you give it a Christmas release date in a tropical world of any type, people go see it. And so I still think there's money here to be made. I just don't really know if James Cameron was the right person to make it. And I'm only saying this because he's tarnished his brand so badly, even without being like a creative person, like a director on them. He still really ruined his. Did you see? Oh, I was so mad. Hold on. We're going to get off Black Adam for a second. I'll pull it back up here in a minute. Did you see the trending headline for people were talking about? We did too because they finally get to see it because it got re-released and like streaming or whatever. people were boycotting the people who were trying to get a sequel for it, saying that they suck and that they're horrible and that was a tarnished movie and that they all like it was outrageous. That was also I'm talking about right here because of James Cameron being
wait,
part of
what do
that.
you mean Alita 2 got released?
No, people were asking for it. It was a trend that someone started on Twitter. And I got on there one night and I was like, why is that trending? That's real weird. I clicked on it and it was people supporting the movie and people drastically saying it's like one of the worst movies ever created. Like, my mind, but my point being here is that James Cameron himself, I think, has ruined his brand. And so I think that's going to hurt Avatar 2 going forward. There's a lot of people, me included, he said some very hateful things here as of recent that, and also I don't really care about like, Terminator, but he had full creative control over the new one, and a lot of people hated that as well. So it does make me nervous.
You know what James Cameron reminds me of right now? The George Lucas of the prequels.
Exactly. It does make me nervous, but who knows? Avatar 2 could be like the best movie of all
I
time.
doubt it.
You didn't like the first one.
True, but it doesn't need to be this long of a wait. This should have been like a then there done that sequel. We should be on Avatar 5 at this point.
It was
Not 2.
because he was waiting to film them all. It was a really stupid idea. Whoever came up with the idea you should film these all back to back was an idiot. And like
I still think Dwayne Rock Johnson's lightning bolt guy's going to kick the Navi's ass.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think you are underestimating the competition that is still Avatar. Is my personal opinion. But I do like the
fine.
I find it really funny that DC is going up against a water movie since the sequel was taking place in the sea of Avatar.
Yeah.
So I do find it funny that it's going to be an underwater movie against a superhero.
Now, here's a general question. Do you think that a Warner Brothers superhero film has not gone up against an Avatar film before? Because there hasn't been one to go up against. Do you think Warner Brothers would be scared of putting a new character up against Avatar at all?
No.
To the point of move.
The only reason why I say no, and I do have, I think, a valid reason, okay? And that is because of the person who is filming this film. Now, I would normally not throw my support behind Dwayne Johnson. I'm not an active supporter of his. I like his movies more and more as I get older, but really still not a very active supporter. But he was the person who took down Star Wars. He was a part of that crew that did it. And so why not go for another Disney product? I mean, he is Dwayne Johnson. He was a part of Jumanji. They're going up against each other again because he did so well the first time. You know what I mean? And a big part of that was because of Kevin Hart, but it was also because of Dwayne Johnson and the performances. It was a generally good movie. And I think that does play a factor here too. Which one is the better movie? Which one do you think people are going to go more towards and see? And I do believe trailers are going to help that. There's a lot of factors here, but I do think Dwayne Johnson is a major selling point. Now, I have to say, if this is a Dwayne Johnson light film, like it sounds like it's going to be, I feel like it could fail.
Now, here's my other thing. With that release date being 2021, it's the same conversation we have about Avatar. Do you think that's too long of a wait? That people are going to start because this feels like the whole Batman situation, where we're gonna get a shit ton of casting announcements up to that point, but that's the only reason it's going to be in talks is because of casting.
Well, I mean, honestly,
do you feel like the common audience is going to forget about Black Adam coming out in 2021?
I don't think so. I think they might forget it for a minute because, like, it is just gonna be like. I mean, we're not because we're gonna talk about the casting announcements and different ideas
as they come out.
As they come out. But I think the general audience might forget it. But as soon as a trailer comes out for it, as soon as they get into advertising and stuff for it, I think people are gonna be like, "Oh, right, that is coming out. I'm super duper excited." Because I hear people at work all the time talk about new movies that are coming out, and they're like, "Oh, I totally forgot that's coming out. I'm adding that to my list. It's a definite must see," even though they didn't realize it was coming out like in 3 weeks.
By the way, here you go. Do you want to know something crazy? The Batman and Black Adam are the 2021 movies now for DC, which means we'll get a trailer for Black Adam on Batman probably.
We're definitely getting a trailer probably the year before.
No, but like we'll probably get like the second trailer on Batman.
Yeah, definitely agree.
But that's if those two are good, they own 2021.
I mean,
They
okay,
own 2021.
if you think about 2020 in a way, like DC is giving it to the females for 2020, and the males get 2021, which is really interesting. And they really should put this as like a tagline or something, because I think it would do really well if they were like, "Go support female power." We're doing Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn the same year. Even though I don't really know if either of those movies are going to actually be any good, but I'm still open to hope.
Are you though?
Yes, I am. I'm not one. I'm going to go see Charlie's Angels tomorrow. If someone is hoping, it is me.
Yeah, you're the hopeful one of the two of us.
That is so true. You are such a negative Nancy.
Because I know crap when I see it.
Yeah, no, you don't, because normally 90% of the movies you choose, I hate. So
I choose Birds of Prey. I choose Birds of Prey.
I do choose Birds of Prey.
No, I'm saying I'm going to like it, that you're going to hate it. I guarantee this is
I
going to
don't really think
happen.
that's possible, exactly. I don't. Either way, we're gonna move. We're gonna move forward. Are we actually? Do you want to talk? Let's leave the last one for last. We're gonna move over into a very, very fun one. Sticking with DC, we have some very fun announcements. Do you want to announce it, since it is technically, I'd say, your favorite movie of the year? I don't know if it will be mine, so you can announce it.
Joker did it. Joker did it. It is. I don't think people are realizing how significant this is. It is the first R-rated comic book film to reach $1 billion. That means it did something Deadpool didn't do. It did something Deadpool 2 didn't do. It did something Logan couldn't do. It's crazy. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just
I like in my head when I think Joker, I think about it only costing like less than $50 million and making $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, the radar thing is really cool too. Like, that's a great, thing for it. But I just feel like the price thing there, it's like it's possible, guys. If you really care about your movie, it's possible.
Do you know how much Joaquin Phoenix made making Joker? Do you know how much? Take a guess. No, just give me a number.
1,
No.
2,
No.
3.
Nope.
4.
Nope.
I'm then guessing. Tell me.
$6.5 million to make
close.
that movie. 6.5.
What back end deals?
No, it was
Yeah,
straight 6. No, it was straight 6.5. He's talked about it. It was $6.5 million to make Joker. It didn't release in China. Still hasn't.
Does have a release date though now.
Yes, but it didn't need it though, and it did this.
I do agree.
But you know what makes me more sad? This is going to be the first $1 billion film in a while not to get a sequel.
No. I still believe there is a sequel to be announced. But once again, I don't think we're gonna actually hear about it until like February. Because because it was more Hakeem talking about a sequel, but now both people are on party with the sequel. I do believe a sequel is coming.
I like what Phillips is saying though. He will not come back and do a Joker 2 without having a thematic reason for coming back. I don't want them to make this is where you and I have our issues. The money is talking, and I'm completely fine with that. But this is where the creator of the content needs to realize: do not come back with a sequel unless it's absolutely necessary. If DC and Warner Bros. Look at Todd and say, "You're making Joker 2 because we need another $75 million in the tank," if that's why, then I'm not looking forward to a sequel at all. I need there to be a reason for him to come back.
I mean, if we're being honest, you'll never know if that is the reason why, though.
It's got to be the only reason.
And you're gonna just be excited. Well, like I said, there probably is already a sequel. They're probably already talking about it. They just can't announce it until Oscars.
But what sequel is there?
There's so many things. We have long conversations.
I know we have.
I'm gonna reference. I think you should go watch Zachary. Do you know what we have on this channel? Under Lives, you do have to look for it. Actually, if you're on mobile, you can just find it normally. It's really weird how it works over on mobile. But we have a Joker movie review where we actually talk about a little bit in detail about what a possible sequel might look like. I'm going to report you over there.
Just plugs in the film. Oh, by the way, we have a Blu-ray release date for Joker.
Oh yeah,
January 7th.
Oh, they missed Christmas. That's sad.
I know. Well, it's not a Christmas film.
No, it's
the other clown got the December release date. The other clown got the December release date. This one gets the other one.
Don't get started with the other clown. So pissed off. We're not going to talk about it today. I can talk to you about it off camera.
So
mad. So
for every billion, there's also the flops of 2019. Let's get into it.
So when we're looking at the top 10, we can look at Parasite and Jojo Rabbit because they're the two biggest blockbuster movies that are supposed to be coming out. But there are some really cool things to point out here. Do you want to go, or do you want me to talk?
Oh, sorry. So Ford v Ferrari made $31 million this weekend, which is, bravo to 20th Century Fox. Really.
Bravo, they're showing that movie stars actually still exist.
Yes, because Matt Damon and Christian Bale helped that movie a ton.
Yeah, definitely.
Next is Midway. With 8 million, which, look at that drop from 30 million to 8. 8.5 million for Midway.
But I do have to say, even though the drop was big, it was moderate, it is still counted as a blockbuster, so 50% is actually not that bad for that number.
Not bad. No, I agree.
I could definitely see this still doing business. I don't think it's going to make a lot of money, but it did get a #1 spot, and that's much more than what most movies this year can say.
Charlie's Angels came in with
8.3.
Okay, so let's stop for a minute and we'll talk about that. So we've been talking about this film together a lot. We've discussed the trailers a lot. And what have I said since the beginning?
I knew
trailers are not good.
And honestly, if you talk to anybody who's seen Charlie's Angels, there is a few people out there who don't like the movie, which is fine. I'm curious to see where I'm going to obviously, be put with, where I'm going to stand with that. But it has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's really good. Honestly, we should have looked at it and been the trailers do suck. I liked the first one. A lot of people didn't. I respect that. The second one was truly a horrible trailer. And so, it had bad. And I do believe, and a lot of people agree, that I think the advertisement was just so poor. And then they cut Paramount, or it's
Paramount.
It's Sony. Cut the advertisement in half, which is 50 million, which is nothing. They stopped advertising it basically, which, and I'll wait until I see it tomorrow. I'm gonna, not say anything big about it until I see it, until I actually see the movie. But maybe possibly if they would have actually had confidence, I think possibly it could have done better. But I think a lot of people probably didn't know it was coming out because why would you? And if you did know about it, you're like, oh, we're making another Charlie's Angels. And so I'm curious to see what the trailers did wrong and talk about that, basically.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember do you know what they were predicting it to make originally?
It wasn't much higher. It was 17 or something, but it wasn't much higher.
It was around the Ford v Ferrari range. It was around 30.
No, it wasn't. It was in the teens.
Well, it was originally 30, but it dropped down to the teens.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So then Playing with Fire, which had a very minimal drop.
Only 34%.
And it's doing good money for itself on just poop jokes with firefighters, but, good for it.
But once again, with Playing with Fire, it does show that these niche family movies that we don't think are going to do well, which is why they can release that in theaters.
It looks like such a 2004 movie. It's not even funny.
I know. It's why is this not on a streaming service? But obviously, there is a reason why. It is making money. I bet you anything that didn't cost anything to make.
No. John Cena's probably the most expensive thing on that movie.
Exactly.
Last Christmas made $6 million. It's ranked in a decent amount at 22. Do you think is this still going to be in theaters for the holidays?
Yes. So this movie, and just by every like the weekly drop, just by the 43% drop, is that I do think this might not be the weekend that's going to make major business. I do think as we get closer and closer to Christmas, why they release it the first weekend of November, I will never know. But as soon as we get closer and closer to Christmas, I do think that it is going to become a much bigger movie. I saw
Yeah.
the movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was a B range, I think. There's a few things in it that does make me mad, but overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was I would recommend the movie, basically. And I can't wait to go. I want to go see it around Christmas time if I can, if our theater still has it, because I think it'd be really good around Christmas time or during like a snowy season or something.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, so I do think it's gonna stay.
So let's talk about number 6 here. Why is this one doing so bad? Because it's got
I
nothing but good reviews on it.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't.
I personally have yet to see it. I decided I had a chance. And I mean, I think that speaks a lot of volume. I was at the movie theater. I was getting ready to buy my ticket and I decided not to. And I think the truth answer here is that people believe The Shining is a huge thing because everybody talks about The Shining like it's a huge thing, but it's such a niche fan base. Like it has a cult, and that cult speaks volumes. I just don't think there was any money here to begin with, and but I am happy that it wasn't like a reboot or something like that. It was original. It just wasn't what people were hoping for. I think it was. I think the people who saw it obviously really did enjoy it, but it wasn't enough enjoyment to be like, oh, you should go see it. And also, it looks like another one of those movies that I don't have to go see in theaters.
That's
Like, I think
fair.
I'm going to enjoy it just as much as at home as I would in theaters, and which I think plays a major factor in people's ability to go to the movies because it's such an expensive thing.
So let's move straight down to number 8 because The Good Liar.
Well, we can't skip it.
Eh.
So with The Good Liar, since he doesn't want to talk about it, which is fine, it made $5.6 million. And once again, I'm happy that this does star older actors because it is such a rarity in Hollywood.
Oh wait, no, is this the one with Ian McKellen and?
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. No, talk about it.
I'm happy that it does star older actors. But the problem with this being is that I don't really know if the trailers were strong enough or something about it. It did seem more like a streaming, like I would love this on Netflix, you know? And I think that plays a big factor. Like HBO Max maybe should have been on that and not released.
So number 8. So Joker, and what weekend is this now?
7th.
And its 7th weekend, it's still made another $5 million.
It's up to 332. We'll go into Joker's actual like numbers here in a minute. I want to get through the rest of the top 10 before we jump into it. But overall, domestically, it's made 332 million, which does make it in the top 10 grossing movies of this year.
I really don't know what to say to that movie. I really don't.
It was a huge cult following, and it will be for the rest of its life.
It did something that almost an entire DC universe couldn't do.
Completely agree.
I love that
love
movie.
it.
I absolutely love that movie to death. It's a perfect film, and I cannot wait to own it. I cannot wait.
So number 9, going away from Joker, because we're going to talk about Joker here in a minute again. Melissa Mistress of Evil did finally cross the century mark this weekend. Or it was this week. It was some point during this week, but it's officially there, which is good, I guess, for the movie. It's an okay movie.
Isn't that kind of bad for it though?
Oh,
because
yeah,
it should have crossed 100 million last month.
Yeah, no, horrible, absolutely horrible. I completely agree. But I mean, it's good that it crossed. I mean, you have certain movies that we're going to talk about here in a minute that are never going to even think about reaching that line. Are you looking and seeing which one I'm pointing at?
Yeah, but that's its own fault.
Which we'll get to because I do want to talk about it being Wayne. So then Harriet, which I'm happy Harriet's finding an audience. I'm really looking forward to watching it when it comes out and I can stream it. I think that's another one I'm going to go stream, but I'm excited for it no matter what. Then we have number 11, which is the bigger one here. Terminator Dark Fate, which is only up to $56 million. Probably won't get much higher than that. And already dropped out of the top 10 in its 3rd weekend. That's bad. That's real bad.
Okay,
That's like Charlie's Angels next week.
so at this point, the people who want to see Terminator have seen Terminator. I want to. So you told me about the opening to this movie.
No, we're not saying spoilers.
Why?
Nope.
Because
No.
I honestly think the opening of this film justifies its money right now. It really does.
You can just say the opening justifies its money once the movie is out on DVD or out of theaters. We can talk spoilers. I have limits. I have rules.
Good luck having this conversation when Star Wars comes out.
Oh, Star Wars are gonna have a whole spoiler discussion, which we're just gonna point people to. That's just how that's gonna work. Truly,
Okay.
it's just like Avengers Endgame, Zachary.
All right. So I actually want to go down like a lot.
Hold on. Before we go down, I want to very quickly touch on the two big awards contenders here, which are both Jojo Rabbit with Fox Searchlight. They still have theaters that they can add. I don't know how much more wider it's going to get, but it still hasn't popped up in the top 10 yet, and that is
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will, which is very disheartening. Another one which should have popped, these both, which is why I'm saying it, should have popped up in the top 10.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Uh-huh.
You've been so against Jojo Rabbit. Why do you want it to make money?
I don't. I'm just talking about reviews and just the talk and the chatter. It should have popped up in the top 10. Another one which should have popped in the top 10 is Parasite, which is probably going to make best foreign movie of the Oscars this year. And it did not pop up in the top 10 either. And they both should have been up there, and they both have never done it. That is the only thing I wanted to mention right here.
Now, the other one I want to talk about is number 19.
A24 is The Lighthouse, which yes. I do think its days are over.
Yes, but for the film that it is, and for the niche audience that did, $10 million on that is not bad.
I know, I do agree.
And I still am desperate to go see this movie. I want to go see this movie so badly. My theater has it for a week next week, and so I am planning on going to see The Lighthouse. And I will let you know how I feel. It'll be my first A24 movie.
Really? I really do enjoy A24. It's a really niche audience, though, but I do enjoy it.
I'm really excited. I like those old classic monster black and white movies. And William Dafoe and Pattinson look like they're in their prime in this film. So I am so ready for just like a nice one location, two people film. Oh, I'm ready.
I do want to mention very quickly before we move on, because there really isn't anything else to talk about in this list. Honey Boy, which is Shia LaBeouf, has officially come out to theaters. It came out last weekend with only like 4 theaters.
Yeah.
It didn't have a best per theater average, which is why I didn't make any headlines. But it's slowly adding theaters, and so I would keep an eye on it because you might get to see it.
Hey, good job for Jay and Silent Bob. It made $2 million.
Yeah, that is really good. That's like, what is that called? 3 from Hell, like level money.
That's really. I'm excited to see Jay and Silent Bob once it comes on digital. I'm really excited about that one.
All right, moving over to Joker as a whole. So this is what we're looking at.
Oh, that's just wow. There's nothing else to say. We have talked ad nauseum about this movie. I have no other words except if you are the one person in the world who has not seen Joker, just go. You are missing on something that the theaters have not had in a long time, which is a quality film. Go watch it. It deserves it. Look at that fucking budget.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I'm pulling up my calculator right here.
Oh no, he's doing the maths.
And I'm just gonna type in 118 302 982 divided by 55.
6 zeros.
Yeah, I had to count them. So I'm going to all right. Actually, we're gonna do this. You're gonna look a little weird, but that's okay. You guys ready for this? Where's my equal button? That it has made 1.8 Oh, dang it. I did the wrong way. Hold on. I need the
You're
numbers.
supposed to do 55 million divided by the 1 million. There you go.
Remember math, baby, guys.
He does the rights, not the calculations.
So if you want to continue talking while I do this, because I'm very silent for a second.
I have no words. I really, really don't. I mean, go watch our spoiler review. This was the first time that you and I truly agreed on a movie, like truly agreed on the film. We both gave it perfect score. It's the best movie of the year right now. It really, really is. I have not seen a better film this year. I hope Lighthouse can change that, and I can have a two-way tie in Ford v Ferrari. Those are my two big hopefuls for the rest of the year. I'm not really concerned with Star Wars. Star Wars is a popcorn film at this point. I want another Joker level type of film. And I feel I can get that with either Ford v Ferrari or The Lighthouse. I really think I can get with one of them. I really do.
I want to mention that my phone literally cannot calculate the number. That's how much more money it made.
So what's your
phone?
It
wouldn't let me type in the last set of the billion. It let me get all the way. Like, let me get all this. But the 982, it was like, no, we can't do that. Damn. It came out in 43 markets, and it has made this much money. Its initial release was 96 million, which was very good. And it's been out for 6 weeks. Can you believe that? We've seen it 6 weeks ago.
I can't believe that's crazy.
That is crazy. Well, I think that's the last thing I want to talk about for the box office.
Just again, bravo Warner Brothers and bravo DC, and I know we've talked about this ad nauseum too. I hope this lets DC know these one-offs work. Choose the right story, and it will do well for you. All I'm saying.
So the last thing we're going to talk about, and which I do want to mention real fast, that we might talk about at a little bit at length, and so just to let you know, and that is Disney Plus, our first week review. Now, my brother, I have to give him a round of applause, which is still going to clap away and die until we get it back. But
it's just for 2 days.
I know, but still, it's sad. He was gladly enough to be able to pay for it for the whole year, which was very sweet of him, and I'm very grateful for it. Honestly, I've been watching it so much that literally I'm getting your money's worth within like the first.
It's crazy. While we get into this, I want us to say like what we've been watching the most on the streaming service besides the original stuff, because I have 3 shows already that I'm already on their second seasons. It's so good to have them in my grasp.
I agree. So I want to talk about both the pros, like not the cons. You might not have them.
No. There are cons. I have cons.
So the pros, the cons, our favorite TV show that's on there right now, and our favorite thing we like going back to the most.
Yeah.
I think our favorite new original and our favorite thing that we're so happy that it's on there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the pros first, because do you want to talk about?
I want to get the cons out of the way.
Okay. So do you make go first?
My biggest issue right now is trying to maintain a good streaming on the show. I get buffered a lot.
Oh, that seems like an internet problem. I don't get buffered at all.
Well, not on my system, on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I have never once gotten buffered. I got kicked off the first day, but that's it.
I haven't got kicked off.
Oh, that first day, of course, I was trying to watch it at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was like one of the first people to sign in to Disney Plus.
So was I. I watched Mandalorian at 3 o'clock in the morning.
What? You got in? I didn't get in. It wouldn't let me in.
Dad didn't get it till 5 o'clock on his Xbox. I got it at 3 o'clock in the morning on PS4.
No. I mean, it wouldn't let me actually in the app.
Oh, no, I got it in as soon as I downloaded it.
Oh, okay. Well, you must have been like, but no, I really think that's an internet problem. Truly,
that's it.
Okay.
I have lag issues. Oh, and their search bar is really weird.
Okay, nope, none of these are my problems. I kind of understand the search bar though. I kind of like it. I'm like a mix. I'm like either I really love it on certain days or I really hate it on others. So like I'm a mix. So Curious to see how it goes. But I have quite a few. I'm very curious. I want to know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, you can always tweet us. We're at Weekend Movie Bros or anything else like that in order to give a response. I'm very, very truly curious if you've thought about these things. Or these are things you just haven't thought about yet. And then when you hear them, you're like, oh, why is that not there? Okay? So the first thing, and I think it's going to be the obvious thing for me, is that Disney Plus has no lines. And I'm going which is probably something.
Oh man, write that to the mouse. Where are my fucking lines on this, please?
Well, and I'm only saying this, and I mean, okay, this is how important lines became. YouTube gives you lines. That's how important they are. I mean, if YouTube can do it, Disney Plus can do it too. But also, it is really, really super duper annoying starting a movie and then realizing you watched the first 40 minutes without knowing you watched the first 40 minutes.
What did that happen with?
I must have turned on something and then went away and then was like, oh, I don't want to watch it anymore and turned it off. And I was like, oh, I really want to watch that. And I don't know what was it. It was like Mulan or something like that. Or it was High School Musical 3. I wanted to watch a musical performance and they don't have a restart button. We'll get there. I'm not there yet. I do love the app. Like I said, that's why I was wondering if you want to talk about my pros, because I do absolutely love the app. But I have some structural problems that I think need to be solved. The lines. But I had no idea. And it started me 40 minutes into High School Musical 3, which is such a weird movie to start 40 minutes into, just to give you a heads up. And I was like, what the fuck? I wanted to watch the musical performance beforehand. That's so bad.
Okay.
So lines is the first thing. Not having a restart button is also another thing. I think they go hand in hand basically there. Another simple way to also solve this problem is that it does not have a continue watching. Don't know if you noticed that or not, or don't know if you think that's annoying, but when me and River, my little sister, are watching Fancy Nancy, I don't know where we're watching it. Are we on episode 12? Are we on episode 10? I don't know. It doesn't tell me. There's no lines. There's no announcement. Oh, you just watched episode 10. No, nothing.
There's no continue watching, is there?
There is no continue watching, and you didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't. Right now. You suck.
How annoying is that?
A little bit, yeah.
It's so annoying, especially when you're in the middle of several different TV shows and you have no idea where you're at. There's no way of tracking it, at all.
But you know what the best thing about all your nitpicks right now? They can easily be fixed with an update to the app.
Okay, but my problem here, and I mean truly, I wouldn't be this mad. And I would call it off. These are things that they could have released it to the public a week early, and everybody, and I mean everybody, would have sent back notes saying, no fucking lines, no, previously or whatever, things like that. These are not here. These should be here. These are simple, and I mean simple streaming service things. Sorry, I've been really excited to tell you about my problems with Disney Plus because they've been irking me for days. Also, this is a very small thing. Those are bigger where I'm truly annoyed with it. Not to the point where I'm not using the app. Obviously, I use it every day, but every day. But the fact that, I get it. You want to get excited for a release, but don't put a movie that's not going to be on there until 2021 in December.
Oh my good God. I got on there. I was like, hey, Thor Ragnarok's on here. I want to watch Thor Ragnarok. You can't till December 9th. Thanks for the heads up.
No. I beat you. I beat you so much. And I was trying to find it.
2020.
2021.
Oh,
not 2020.
What the fuck?
December of 2021.
What?
It's one of the two because they both.
It's Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins Returns is either at the end of. Then also, by the way, if anybody wanted to watch Sky High, because yes, I did want to watch Sky High. It's a horrible movie, but I wanted to revisit the horribleness of the movie. It's not on there until December of one of those years as well. And I was like, why add this? I get it. You're making me excited, but you're also making me angry. And why also being able to add movies that I can't watch when I can't put like why not add the Marvel TV shows that I'm really anticipating for and I can look at them and be like on the watch list. Like that would have been a really cool feature. But no, they just put movies on there I just want to watch it. I can't watch.
Are you good
So
now?
okay, that is everything.
Okay, so let's get to the freaking positives about this. Oh my god. So, what show have you been watching constantly?
So I have a few. Honestly, I kind of go back and forth between all three of these. So let me hold on. Can you guess?
Okay, Kim Possible's got to be one of them. Kim Possible's got to be
No.
one.
Yes.
Okay, Lizzie McGuire.
No.
Ooh.
Haven't watched it. Waiting for Peyton though. Like I mean, there's a reason why I haven't watched it.
Okay, so Kim Possible. That's the Raven?
Nope. Great TV show though.
Oh.
Come on.
Tangled the series.
No, that's a River TV show.
How often do you watch Tangled?
Just a few.
Huh?
Just a few. How long has the streaming service been out?
Since
A lot more than a few. Not the important aspect here though.
I don't know. What else is that?
You disappoint me so much.
What?
I have a limo around front. Da, da, da.
Oh, Hannah Montana. Okay, so
Obvious.
Kim, Hannah Montana. What's the third one?
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, okay. And how are you enjoying them?
Okay, so I have some mild criticisms for all three, actually. Well, actually, I don't. Kim Possible is a perfect TV show, and anybody, and I mean, you can fight me. You can truly fight me. I'll hold true. Hannah Montana has the worst acting I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's up there with, like, the original Star Wars trilogy, and that shit's horrible. Like,
But it gets better as the show progresses.
no, I started watching it at the end and going backwards, and nope, there's no grace period. It's just fun. It's nice nostalgia.
So what's
like,
wrong with your Wizards, Jacob? What's wrong with your Wizards?
I just had problems I didn't realize until after, like, I got older.
What's your problems, buddy? Let them out.
There's just moments that just don't make sense. Like, how did
So continuity issues.
What?
Continuity issues. You have continuity issues with a Disney Channel show?
Well, okay, because like I don't know. They're all in order. Like they all have a sequence, and so these things happen because of these things happen. You know what I mean? And so like it's all in. It's just I don't. It was. I was watching it from the beginning. You're like, this is the titled episode. That's weird, but okay, we'll go with it. What is going on? To the point where I had to skip a whole season and start with season 2 because I just could not handle it.
Okay, so can you guess the 3 that I'm watching concurrently?
No, probably not.
Try.
Zack and Cody. Ooh,
Which one?
I've yet to start it. I've been told
Which one?
Oh, the original.
Nope.
Oh, okay, Sweet Life on
I
Deck.
love Sweet Life on Deck. I've been watching it crazy. Oh.
My hair.
Watching the Sprouse twins again makes me very happy. I love watching Sweet Life again. Okay, so you got the first one. The other 2, I don't know. I'd be genuinely shocked if you got both of these.
Star Wars?
No.
You haven't started the Clone Wars again or Rebels?
I'm starting Clone Wars in January. I'm planning on doing a whole binge through in the month, but no. It's not Star Wars. It's Marvel? Yes.
Okay.
2 cartoons.
So I know a bunch of the original stuff is on there. Any of the original Spider-Man series? Are you watching those? X-Men?
Mm-mm.
Hulk?
Mm-mm.
Is that on there?
It's on there, but no.
What is it for? Is it new or old?
It's new.
It's new?
It's new.
I know there was the Avengers Assemble, which was one.
You're on the right track, but it's not that one.
I don't know.
It's Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I was close.
And then the other one is a new Iron Man show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw
Armored Adventures.
Yeah.
I binge watched all of season 1 of Earth's Mightiest Heroes because that show's opening holds a near dear place to my heart, and so I watch it every time. I never skip that intro. And then I'm watching season 2 of Iron Man for the first time with this, and
Did we
My
watch season 1
heart.
together?
Huh?
Did we watch season 1 together? Is that?
Yeah, it's the one about young Tony.
Yeah, okay, we watched it together.
Yeah. Season 2,
Yeah,
I'm watching season 2 for the first time. But honestly, where my nostalgia really hits me with this app is Sweet Life.
oh my god, right.
Going back and watching these old shows, and by the way, you weren't kidding. I don't know how we got away with kids going, that's great acting. It's not.
Well, Peyton, our sister, by the way, is watching Sweet Life as we speak right now. That's the TV show she started with. And she's like, we're watching it. Me and Taylor, we're just binge watching it. And we look at each other every time there's an adult joke we didn't know when we were kids. I'm like, oh, that.
But honestly, that's the reason why I love the app so much, is that everybody that I gave it to has found something. And I've owned Netflix for almost a year. And I cannot tell you from anybody in my family that uses my Netflix app, besides you with Grey's Anatomy, and that's it. I can't think of, I don't know what, but I know that Peyton's got her niche with Disney Channel. You've got your princess stuff now.
The Office, but she doesn't watch it as much as she used to.
But River makes my heart soar. The fact that I can give River a streaming service where she can get everything that she loves makes my heart beat a boom.
Well, I have to be honest with you. It's kind of a problem, okay? Because I don't particularly enjoy the fancy of the Nancy. I find
there's other good Disney Junior stuff on there.
I get that, and I understand that, but River's a
Lion Guard.
River is a one-track mind kind of gal. And until we run out of fancy Nancy stuff, which, okay, this is, speaking of Netflix, ooh, little cross pass here, talking about kids' TV shows. That's what people are here to watch. Totally. So Barbie.
We're appropriate for children.
Barbie with the F word. Fuck you guys. Sorry. Funny. So, no.
Barbie said the F word?
No, Barbie didn't say the F word. So Barbie, because the original TV show that Netflix acquired is over. It was actually on a TV series type of thing. They started their own one called Goat Team Roberts, and it's amazing. It's like one of the best Barbie things I've ever seen in my life. And I've been anticipating watching the final 2 episodes because we're on a cliffhanger right now. And River will not watch it because she wants to watch stupid Fancy Clancy Nancy. And I'm not kidding you. I cannot hear the theme song again. I can't do it. We've heard it 12 times. There's still 26 episodes. And I'm just like, I'm ready to die.
So what's your favorite show right now go to? Like as soon as you put on the app, what do you go to?
Impossible.
Kim?
Yeah.
For me, it's probably Avengers. Because it just it hits such a good place in my heart. The reason I haven't watched either 90s X-Men or 90s Spider-Man is because they're from that era.
I know,
I'm scared to death to watch them and go, wow, I love this as a kid. I have to critique this now. Like, man, the animation's really off for this scene. I don't want to do that. I love the shows too much.
Also, speaking about Disney Plus doesn't have just TV shows. It also has original movies. And I think we have watched an original Disney movie every single day that we've owned it. Every single day we have clicked on the app.
So you've done something I haven't not yet. I haven't watched Lady the Tramp or Noelle.
No, not an original. Like the 50s.
Oh.
We have yet to watch Lady and Tramp, and I wanted to watch Noelle on day release because it's Anna Kendrick.
But I've heard it's so bad.
I don't care. It's Anna Kendrick. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna think it's the best movie ever made. Let's be real here. Have I ever hated an Anna Kendrick movie?
That's true.
Even when they're bad, and I know they're bad, I'm still like, it's beautiful. It's just the truth. But either way, I heard Lady and Tramp's pretty good. I heard
Lady and Tramp's really good.
I think me and Mom are gonna watch it one day when River's not here because we think it might just be a little too much for River.
Wait for Friday.
Yeah. Friday.
Because my check goes in on Thursday, so I'm paying for it on Friday.
Yeah. What time on Friday are you? That's a conversation not for the podcast. We'll talk about it later. Sorry. Back to what I was saying. And so we have watched Sleeping Beauty. We have watched Snow White. We have watched Cinderella. We have watched basically every single original Disney princess movie that they came out with. And I can tell you this much. I don't like any of them. None of them hold up.
By the way, did you see what they put on your Dumbo movie?
No. What did they put on my Dumbo movie? Oh, the restriction thing?
that certain jokes might not be for common today. I love that though, because I was so worried that certain Disney movies were not going to be on there because of their not exactly perfect racial exploration.
I haven't watched Dumbo.
I have watched one original Disney film. I watched one so far, and that was Jungle Book. I watched the original Jungle Book. Oh, good God. That movie has the most racist scene I've ever seen. The vultures in that movie. Oh my God.
Which is why going back and rewatching them,
It's crazy.
Sad. It makes it sad because it's like it's nostalgic and you're like, oh my God, my childhood, but you're also like, oh my
God. That's why I'm so scared to go back and watch the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Because I know the Heffalump scene in that film is very controversial.
Yeah, I still want to watch it though, just because there's such fond memories with it. I just but I think Winnie the Pooh might be something I might wait and watch with you, though.
Yeah. Did you see what's on there? Fucking Book of Pooh.
Everything's on there.
The puppet one.
So just today, for instance, so we watched all the Halloween Town movies. By the way, we watched those. We binged.
Those hold up?
Huh?
Did those hold up?
Oh,
Which one's your favorite still? Mine's still Halloween Town High. I love the third one.
See, I'm still kind of biased. I like the darkness of the second one.
Oh, Calabar's Revenge. But I also have a soft place in my heart for Return. I really like Return to Halloween Town. The fourth one.
I've never seen a more disliked video than this one right now, just because of all my accounts.
I like that movie.
Okay, we're gonna move on from Halloween Town. Just because we have a horrible person sitting in our way right now, and we just
don't care. I don't care. Sue me.
I am.
So really? Disney Plus original. Which one have you watched the most besides the obvious one?
Actually, very shocking. I have a new series. I don't want to announce it here. That is coming in High School Musical. The series is the first video.
Say the title correctly.
High School Musical, the series.
Good job.
Is the first thing on that new thing that I'm starting. And so I've actually been meaning to keep watching it. It's on my list of to-dos, and I just have yet to find time.
Curiosity isn't any good.
No, I have yet to watch it.
Oh.
Because I had to wait. I had to wait until I have time because I had to do something. But I watched Mandalorian just like you did. We've also watched the Mind of
Jeff Goldblum,
which is weird. I don't know if I like it.
The first episode about the sneakers is weird.
No. The second episode, I watched the second episode with them last night, and it was about the ice cream, and it was weird. Like, it's just weird. I don't know how much I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Have you watched Forky Asks a Question?
So we also watched Forky Asks a Question, which I love it. I didn't really care for.
You know why I like it? Because it's just Forky. My favorite joke is when when Ham's trying to talk to him about money. He's like, "Look at my eyes. You gotta do it with me. That be a no. Look at my arms. Come on, you gotta do it with me. No, that's okay. How do you get it? By using a currency, which is money. He used money to buy things. Oh my God! Look at my eyes. Yeah, I love Forky so much.
I didn't like it. And then we're watching Encore, I think, tomorrow.
Ooh, well.
Because we think it'd be a nice one to watch with River. So, which I like. I like that, like, The Mandalorian's much more adult. It's like the most adult TV show that's on there, which I really do enjoy. But then we just watched this is really old, the Miscongeniality of a Drama Queen with Lindsay Lohan and Megan Fox.
Oh, the Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen?
Thank you. We just watched it today. Like, that was the movie we watched today. It was so adult. Oh, my. I was like, Mom, this is rated G. And she's like, no, it's not. And I went out, oh, it's PG. Okay. And she's like, that makes more sense. Then we continued, and it just kept getting, Disney pushed the limits, like, real hard. And I was, like, real shocked. So, like, I like the different range of content as well. Also, I do enjoy the older stuff as well. I'm happy that it's there.
So let's get to the Mandalorian in the room.
So Mandalorian.
Oh my God.
We can talk about slightly, but we can't talk about in detail.
I know. As soon as this show started, I was like, Star Wars got saved for me for the year, and I'm happy. If Rise of Skywalker sucks, I have Mandalorian to the end of the year, and I'm fine with it. All I have to say, it's a meme now. Everybody knows about him. A little green guy. They hid this thing so well.
I know, which is why I said we're not going to talk about it, because even though people know about it, it's still a spoiler. And honestly, my answer, I didn't like the TV show until it showed up, and I didn't want to spoil the reason why I liked the TV show. So we cannot talk about the little green guy. That gives away too much information.
He's everything and more.
I don't care. You have to watch the TV show to know what we're talking about.
Oh, now, the big controversy around Mandalorian is its runtime. Now, certain people, much like you, Mom and Tim, did not watch any of the Clone Wars, Rebels, or any of that stuff for Star Wars. The cartoon stuff.
Yeah, I watched the whole entire series of the cartoon and the movie. So don't.
The guy who created that, Dave Filoni, who directed the first episode, has never really directed an hour-long's worth of content before, which is why I think they gave him 30 minutes per episode for the show. And honestly, I like the fact that this show is not all over the place. Like, its story is right here. You follow that story, and that's where we're going. Like, there's no other fodder around them. We're just moving, and it's at a really, really good pace. I'm scared to death about this release schedule, though, because it's going to fuck up the pace of the show. Because we go Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. It's everywhere.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you.
Pedro Pascal is amazing in this show. I love him as the Mando.
Basically about anything about this TV show, except for the little thing that we can't talk about. And the visuals, I have to give them credit for. The first episode, they were questionable.
Episode 2,
Episode 2 definitely was like, yeah, the visuals are very strong here.
The final scene of that.
I also have a problem with it for being a weekly TV show, and I think me and Tim both agreed on it, is that I would not binge watch this. If I had all 10 episodes and I could watch them all, I would have quit already.
I'm glad it's not bingeable. I like having these mysteries with certain things going on in the show. This is where I think Netflix could take a lesson from Disney Plus for certain shows. Do you realize if we had to watch Stranger Things season 3 week to week? But do you realize if we did, though, we would have entire videos of discussion about leading up to the next episode? Yeah, I love that. We haven't had that with a show in forever. And now that we have that again, I love that. I love talking to people about, did you see episode 2 last Friday? Oh my God, the ending is nuts. Do you think... And we don't get trailers for the episodes either. We have to just talk about them.
I think I'm going to critique on as well. Because we have watched several other Disney Plus originals that are episodic where they come out weekly, and they all have next-ons.
I'm glad Mandalorian doesn't. It doesn't need it.
So I do think it's hurting. I don't like it. I'm not going to tell you that I don't want. No, I think, if you want to release it weekly, good for you. I think particularly for this TV show, definitely would have quit it by now. So I'm very happy it's releasing weekly. It gives me enough time to be like, okay, we can watch Mandalorian and simmer me back. Yes, until it's gone, and then maybe not. We'll have to wait and see how I feel, but I'll keep you updated. But you know what I mean. But with Netflix, no, I think I would have. I don't think I would have finished Stranger Things.
Honestly. I like having shows again where I have to be patient. Think about them and come back to them and come back to them.
I'm going to be honest with you. And, I'm going to be truthful. You want me to be truthful with you? It's called cable television. Watch it.
Oh, what do you think of the directing between the two of them? Do you think the directing's stronger in the second or first one?
I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I do have to say, though, these transitions, I'm in.
Oh, my God.
They're so strong. And they get me every time. I'm just like, oh, look at you. Oh, I see you. Oh, so good. And then the visual arts at the very end of them.
I never skip the end credits on this show. I just sit there and go, wow, I love this concept art. Keep showing it to me.
It's very beautiful.
And I love the opening of the show, like showing like all the helmets and stuff for Star Wars.
We skipped the intro.
No, like the intro of the show, like where it shows like all the helmets and stuff, and it goes into the Star Wars logo.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
But then again, you're also talking to a person who doesn't really like Star Wars.
That's fair, but no.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm not.
The fact that the build up and the wait for this was worth it to me.
But
shows
then
leaps
again,
and bounds.
We have you, Tim, who is like one of the biggest Star Wars fans that I know, has said this is the best thing since like the original trilogy. So like, I mean,
it's
there's things to say here.
But this is why I'm no longer nervous about 9. Because if 9's not good, I still have an episode of Mandalorian after 9 comes out. So I can go, I get to end the year on a good note.
No, and then the final episode is trash. You're just like, gosh dang it, Star Wars! You end it, and you're like,
this gets me super, super excited for Obi-Wan now. And Cassian, I'm super excited for them now. I'm like, if this is the direction they're going with live action Star Wars shows, then keep giving them to me. You'll keep getting my money every year.
If this is the direction they're going with live action TV shows on Disney Plus, can you imagine what
I can't.
Marvel
I really can't.
shows are gonna be like?
Falcon and Winter Soldier 30-minute increments. Give me a fucking hole.
And I mean, honestly, and this is being truthful, I would have been much more happier if they came out first.
What, the Marvel stuff? We're not ready yet.
I mean, honestly, I'm being completely. Mandalorian is doing very well for itself. So, like, I'm very much in the very side corner of this conversation. But I can see why it's good. I can, the visuals are really strong. The
costume design in this show is fucking ridiculous.
The story is okay at best. I would say the best thing this house is going for it are the VFX and something we can't talk about because it's super spoilery.
But it's super horrible.
Yeah. I would say those two things.
I love the fact that that's what's holding the show to you. It's all constrained on something we can't talk about that's this small.
I know, but like, yeah. Okay,
we'll talk about after.
With that being said, I think that concludes this week's
podcast. What would you give it out of 10 right now? Like the first week?
Oh, Disney Plus as a whole?
Yeah, as a whole.
8.5.
I would go with an 8.25. It definitely needs to work on its issues.
7.5. But my initial gut reaction was a 7.5, but I raised it because it was Disney Plus. So I was like, no, we're going to be.
It definitely has issues, but I think over the next month they'll get it fixed, and I think Disney Plus will be the strongest streaming platform by the end of the year.
Well, here's the thing, and yes, okay. Well, I am slightly, and I mean it just a tiny bit biased towards Netflix. Just because it does have a TV show that I literally watch every single. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie to you. And this is not so much a Netflix thing. This is what a Grey's Anatomy draw will do. And that I would rather click on Netflix and watch an episode I've already seen before, than click on Disney Plus and watch something I maybe haven't seen before. And that's just because of Grey's Anatomy. That's because my addiction is just so.
So let's say if Witcher doesn't do well for Netflix, do you think Disney Plus will win the end of the year?
Yeah, for sure. But I'm going to be honest, I think HBO Max is a great competition, and we'll have to wait and see, but that is the one that I'm truly looking forward to. Disney Plus is amazing.
Yeah, but to me, HBO Max will not become a competition unless it adds another tier of payment. Because Disney Plus blows HBO Max's price point way out of the park, and like we talk about, money is money. People will go for the cheaper route over the expensive route. If HBO Max gets a yearly thing, then there's a competition there.
And I don't know if it will because they are adding advertisements during the second year run. So I don't know if that will play a factor. Maybe it'll lower the price, or maybe it'll become free, like Peacock is going to be. Just the answer. But guys, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, go ahead and rate it. Follow us on Spotify, like it on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube.
Hopefully you can find it.
I mean, you should be able to. There's so many different ways. And if you want to know, it's Weekend Movie Bros. Because, like, I mean, it's, yeah, Weekend Movie Bros. You're on it as you're listening to it right now. So,
subscribe.
And all that fun stuff. Okay, we'll talk to you guys
Later.
in a few days, actually. So, cool. Bye.
Bye.